Welcome back, guys, to yet another exciting video. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do your eyeshadow and your brows after skin work with ease. So if this is what you're interested in, you need to keep watching. And to begin, I'm starting with my gel liner because I want a dark base. I'm going for like a smoky eyes. I have like excess setting powder on the eyes to help me catch out excess fallout. I just blend, make sure it's well blended, and I went into my England palette using the orange in the palette as a transition, using my Vicabel brush. This is a fluffy eyeshadow blending brush, and if you're looking for a very good brush set to buy, the Vicabel is your plug. Make sure it's well blended, and I went into the crease that's between the liner, that's the base, and the transition. I went into it with a brown eyeshadow. Make sure it's well blended. Went ahead on the lid to place my black, which is the base for the eyeshadow. And whenever you're working with a black eyeshadow, if you pick up, you just dust out. Whenever you're working with any eyeshadow at all, when you pick up, don't go directly into the eyes. Dust out the excesses first before placing it on the eyes, especially when you're working with black eyeshadow is really tricky. I went ahead with my blending brush to blend the demarcation because I don't want any demarcation on the eyes. And one non-makeup tool I consider a makeup tool in my bag is actually my credit card. This is to give me that very sweet, soft, smoky eye illusion. I don't know if this is what it's called, but this is just what I am trying to achieve. If it's not what it's called, please correct me in the comment section. And remember to always wear a cotton pad on your finger so you don't leave fingerprint on it. So this is what the eyeshadow looks like. This is what it looks like with the thing I did with my credit card. I just, when you're doing that, make sure you have little to nothing on your brush to smoke out. You can now build up after smoking it out, after creating that line with your credit card. You can now build it up. Another thing you can use also is a razor blade. I did the same thing on the other eyes, and I went ahead with another soft animal hair brush to blend the crease. Guys, blend like your life depends on it. Just keep blending and blending. Eyeshadow, you have to blend properly. So to just erase the harsh line between the brow bone and the crease, that's where the orange is, I went into it with my powder. This is my melanin powder in medium, actually one of my favorite powder though, and I'm using this brush from the Girls Corner. This is another makeup brush I love so much. So to smudge under her eyes, I went into it with a very small blending brush. I picked a little bit of black, just very little. I kept building up. If you see, I just kept, or if you notice rather, I just kept building up. You don't just pack eyeshadow and just go directly to where you're applying it. You can just always build up. And if you have been following me on this channel, you always know that my slang is, if it's too much you cannot reduce, but if it's not enough you can always add. So I just kept adding and adding and adding, and my excess setting powder under the eyes is just going to help me catch any fallout I have. But I'll barely have like fallout because I kept dusting out excesses from my brush. So using the Tahila Cosmetic gel liner and a brush from the Vicabel, this is actually a concealer angled brush, but I prefer it for my gel liner. I'm lining her waterline because even though she has like a black base, I still want her waterline lined. I still want everything to just be in place. So that's it. So next is pigment, and so it's two pigment I'll be using. The MK pigment in snail, sorry, glitter in snail, and that pigment I don't know the name, and my elf glitter glue. But before doing that, I decided to like intensify the sharp, that outer corner of the eye. Guys, please correct me in the comment section, tell me what it's called. I just wanted it to give the eyes a lift, so I just use a setting powder. I don't like doing this with a concealer because concealer and foundation can be very messy. For me, if it works for you, you're totally welcome, but it's just really messy for me. So I used my setting powder to do that. So now I'm lining her eyes using the Tahila Beauty, oh, sorry, Tehila Cosmetic Gel Liner to line her waterline. If you're going to use a Tehila Beauty Gel Liner to line the waterline, bring it out from the container, put it at the back of your palm, let it get tacky for a while before you use it under the eyes. You don't want to go under the eyes directly with that, with a gel liner that is not tacky. So I'm telling you from experience, this is just how to the best way to achieve your best result from the Tehila gel liner. So I did the same thing on the other eyes. Whatever you're doing, make sure you do it really, really neatly. You don't want to have demarcations anywhere. So now I'm placing the eyeshadow base, not the eyeshadow pigment, the pigment eyeshadow glue. Guys, I don't know what I'm saying. So I just picked a little from the orange palette and dust out. So how I dusted it out, because I don't want so much fallout on the skin, so I just kept placing until I'm satisfied. Now I apply it on the other side. Whatever I do on this side, I do on the other side as well. So I'm using a brown eyeshadow to blend out a demarcation. Just blend out the demarcation and just make it look really, really real, so it doesn't look like she was doing her makeup in darkness or she was half done into her makeup and she ran away. So I make sure I apply that properly, and now I'm applying glitter glue again because I want to place my glue. This is the snail from MK Beauty Cosmetics, or MK Beauty. I think that's what they are called. I place it and I try to just like intensify it and make it more obvious, and I was really, really liking the look because it was actually what I had in mind. So I went ahead again to blend, but this time I'm just, blending the orange and just trying to seal it into the black and just making sure I don't have like demarcation or just it looking like I just dropped it there. Next, I went again with a small blending brush to pick up a black because I want that part of the eyes, which is black, to be really, really dark. So I pick up a black eyeshadow from my palette to just intensify it, and guys, I really, really love it. For more blending, I went into the crease with my orange eyeshadow using a blending brush to just make sure everything is just intact. So on this day, I really took this glam personally, I think so. So to intensify the blush, I just took a very little quantity of pink. No, this is not little, but I just loved how it looked, and that was the look I was going for. So for her lashes, before applying her false lashes, I'm going to be using mascara on her eyes because I just want to, clean the excess fallout on the lashes and also prepare it for the false lashes to stay on. And for that, I'm going to be using my For One Beauty. This is the bridal set. The For One Beauty for her as the lashes I'll be using on her. What am I saying? So that's just it basically. So to place the lashes, just tell your client or your model to open their eyes and look down, and you just hold the eyes up and place the lashes directly on the lash line. Don't place it on the lashes. Don't place it any other place other than the lash line. It's not going to be nice. And when you apply it, ask her if she's okay, if there's any discomfort. If she says no, then you're good to go. You can proceed. So next, I went into the brows. Time to do the brows. I have like a very sharpened Davis pencil. I love my Davis pencil because it just serves me very, very well. So I just sharpen it very well, like it's very, very sharp, so I can get like a light stroke and it will not be too dark on her because she's light skin. If I apply pressure, it's going to be really dark. So after sketching, I just, filling, I get another Davis pencil that is really sharp because the pencil has to be as sharp as possible. So I'm just basically filling in, not doing anything much. I'm not shading, I'm just sketching and filling in because we don't want her brows looking dark, and it's going to just look like it's not her brows. It's going to look like, okay, this is a different face and this is a different brows, and we don't want that. So I just fill in, brush. Always work with your spoolie when you are doing your brows. Always work with your spoolie. So to conceal, I'm using the same foundation I used on her and the concealer. I just mixed it a little bit, just very tiny quantity, because once you already do the skin work, the eyeshadow, and you're doing the brows, you will be limited to like highlight, and this also help you save your product and also save time, because there's no time to there's no actual space to just define and apply so much product all over. So this is actually very fast, very fast, and it saves you product, and it's actually enjoyable. So I use the same shade I used to contour her skin on her nose area, because I don't want it's looking white. Don't use the same concealer you used for the brow bone on the beginning part of the brows. It's going to look really white. So I just pick up little quantity from the contour shade and from the foundation shade on top of her brows, just to clean it and give it that perfect brow shape. To get this perfectly well, I recommend you use a flat brush. I no longer use like an angled brush. My flat brush does it for me. So to set the concealer, I'm using my melanin powder in medium to set my concealer, set the brow bone, set on top of her face, like all over her face, like set all over her face, and to intensify the liner, because I thought the lashes kind of touched some parts, touched the liner, moved the liner and all that stuff. So I just, to intensify it, I just use my Tequila Cosmetics gel liner in, oh, it has just much, what am I saying, in gel liner, and I'm using my brush, angled brush, to do that. For the under eyes, I wanted it really dark, like really dark. So I went ahead again to do that with an eyeshadow, and now I'm using mascara on the lower lashes, because we want it to be obvious. We don't want it looking weird, so we want it to look obvious. And doing that, I'm using my Wing Beauty mascara to do that. And guys, we've come to the end of this video. This is the finished look of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if this video was helpful to you, and share this video with friends and anyone who you think might find this video helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. Please don't leave my channel without subscribing. Turn on the post notification to my post so you'll be the first to be notified when I post new amazing videos like this. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.